Hey guys, stopping back, playing some Stampede in Pauper. Looking at the opening hand here. Oh man, if I just had one more forest, it'd be great. But it's not great enough to just keep with one forest. We're gonna have to mulligan it, unfortunately. This hand is actually okay. We'll keep this. Tanko Golem is... It's okay. Sure, it's a beater. It'll work. We'll keep it on top. With this deck, if you're hitting your land drops, you're doing okay. So, even though I have 4 lands in my opening hand, it seems bad, but it's solid. And then we have a turn 3 4/4 with Shroud, so that's going to work out. Fighting either Elves or Stompy. We're going to go with a Forest and pass the turn. Get a better idea of what we're playing against. Forest, okay. Goes to combat, so he gets to untap his Nettle Sentinel. Birchloy Rangers. Alright, so we are definitely playing against Elves here. One card that immediately comes to mind in the sideboard is Lignify for the Timberwatch Elf. Opponent probably going to play, at least tapping one. Okay, Priest of Titania, okay. Yep. Passes a turn. We're going to play Nature's Lore, get a Forest, and pass a turn. Elves is probably one of our most difficult matchups to play against, just because of how wide they go. We are going to have a 5/5 on turn 3, but I don't know. I don't know if that'll be enough. Not having Lignify for the Timberwatch Elf really hurts us. He's tapping 3 here. This is probably... Oh, lead the Stampede. Okay. Yep. He gets a Corian Ranger, Huntmaster, and a Nettle Sentinel. He's probably going to play the Nettle Sentinel. Oh no, he has Priest of Titania. Yeah. Okay, so he plays the Corian Ranger so he can bounce the Priest, or untap the Priest rather. He's probably going to play the Huntmaster. Oh, Elvish Vanguard, okay. Elves is already a really difficult matchup for us, and the fact that he's actually popping off here on turn 3 is doesn't help the situation even more. I'm just going to go ahead and yield all here. He's casting a lot of stuff, and we essentially know what's going on. He's throwing down all of his creatures here. He's got Huntmaster. He just played his Corian Ranger. So he just played his Forest. So he's got a Huntmaster in his hand. He's probably going to play that now. Yep. There's the Huntmaster. Not a whole lot we can do against this type of deck, unfortunately. And here comes a Distant Melody. Wow. His deck is really going off here, you guys. Is this a Corian Ranger? Oh, wow. How perfect. Now he can untap his Priest of Titania again and play even more creatures. Wow. Elvish Vanguard's growing. He's probably going to untap his priest here. Yep. I'd go ahead and take this time to attack, but looks like he's not interested in attacking with his Nettle Sentinel. He can essentially play all of his 1-drops for free with his Nettle Sentinels. He goes with a Huntmaster, so now he's going to be making double tokens. It's a pretty good turn 3 for our opponent. There's the Timberwatch Elf. That's the finisher. Now, if I had a Lignify for the Timberwatch Elf, we would probably still be dead from all the other elves, but it can slow him down in certain situations, and I will be bringing in the Lignifies for him. Another lead to Stampede. Wow. Pretty crazy, guys. Pretty crazy what elves can do. Let's see how many creatures he hits. He hits all 5 creatures. That's pretty crazy. Wow. Elves is if you've been following me on my videos, Pauper Elves is one of my favorite decks in all of Magic, so it's kind of interesting seeing all this happen. Usually I'm on the other side of the board doing this mess. You should check out, I posted a video a day or so ago where I played Pauper Elves and I ended up going over 1200 life. That was pretty fun. You should check that out. But here it is on turn 3, and our opponent is going crazy with all of his creatures. I'm letting him do his trick though, because most of the time when someone plays a deck like this and they don't get to really play a bunch of spells because the opponent concedes too quickly. But I'm not going to play anything here. I don't want to give my opponent any information, and I'm dead either way. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn, let my opponent do his thing. Also, I'm letting him do his thing because he took up 6 minutes to do all that. So it is possible that this could go to time. All right, so on to sideboarding. Definitely going to bring in the Lignify for sure. That Timberwatch Elf. Going to take out the Sharpshooters because he doesn't really play flyers. We'll take out the Commune with Nature, and we'll run it back with that and see what that can get for us. Looks like our opponent most likely didn't sideboard at all because he didn't really get to see what we're doing, and also it happened so quickly there. Usually I have to pause the video. We're going to keep this hand. It's fine. Hopefully our opponent's hand isn't as explosive as it was before. Play a forest, pass the turn. Opponent goes with a turn 1 Fenhorn Elves. Okay. Passes the turn. We're going to go with a Nature's Lore. Get a forest, pass the turn. Opponent plays a forest. Essence Warden. And Nettle Sentinel. Wow, our opponent is excellent hands. He's getting excellent hands here. Alright, back over to us. We draw a forest. I guess we're going to go with Blastoderm here. Always yield to the Essence Warden. pass over to our opponent. Now, I would usually at this point say that the Blastoderm is going to keep them at bay so they can't attack us, but in all honesty, at this point on my opponent's side of the board, he's not interested in attacking. He's interested in building his board, so he couldn't care less if I had a blocker at this point. Looks like he's going for a Distant Melody. Yep. Wish I had a Hornet Sting. That'd be a great card. Hornet Sting, it's a 1 green instant. Deal 1 damage to target creature. That'd be great against his Birchall Rangers, but I'm not going to sideboard Hornet Sting because it just hits. It's so few things that it hits that matters, and it'd pretty much only be good for. It'd be okay against Stompy, but it would mostly be there for Elves, and I honestly don't go up Elves enough to justify having it slotted in for sideboard tech. And my sideboard tech for Elves, well, I have Lignify, but it's not in my deck for Elves. It's in my deck just for cheating decks like Atog, Ulamog's Crusher, things of that sort. Alright, our opponent goes to his end phase, passes a turn. I guess we're going to attack. I mean, he's not going to be attacking anytime soon, so we'll go ahead and attack. Plus, he has the Well-Wisher, so he's going to be gaining a bunch of life. It's not really going to matter for him. We're going to go with a Nature Soar, and could do Lead the Stampede here. It'd be mana efficient. But I'm going to go with Secure Tribe Elder because I want to have 5 mana on next turn. But, as I said, guys, Elves is probably our worst matchup. I would rather play against Mono Blue Control or Blue Black Control than I would rather play against Elves, because it's so difficult for us to take them down. And if you've been watching my videos, you know how much I dislike counter removal decks, playing against them rather. Our opponent has 3 Well-Wishers out. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any possible way that we can win this, you guys. But this does showcase the aggressiveness and the consistency that Elves offers. I definitely recommend trying Elves out if you haven't. It can be expensive because, well, let's take a look here. 6 mana. Let's go ahead and attack. And I guess we'll play the Stampeding Elk card. Pass the turn. Anyway, as I was saying, Elves can be pretty expensive because Nettle Sentinel is played in many versions of Elves throughout all formats of Magic. So they're up to about $6 a piece. And Nettle Sentinel's never been reprinted. So yeah, that's why it's up there. Usually ranges around $6 a piece. Corian Ranger is about, I think, like $3 a piece or so right now. Unless you go for the promo one. The promo one's like $7 a piece. Alright, well, let's go ahead and attack here. Get in there. Opponent's just going to take it because it doesn't really matter. We're going to use Rampant Growth and a Blastoderm. And pass a turn. Opponent's going to gain a bunch of life here. Just obscene amounts that I can never even dream of erasing. Yep. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, you should definitely try Elves out if you haven't, because it is a lot of fun. Sometimes it can be a little like you're playing solitaire, but it's still pretty fun though, especially the how all the elves talk to each other and the way they work. They're like a cohesive unit. Now, the Nettle Sentinels, as I was saying, are pretty expensive, but it's worth playing because Elves is very competitive. So if you're looking for a deck that you can take to a league and do good with, then it's definitely for that. Also, if you get the Nettle Sentinels, then you have already gotten the most expensive pieces for Stompy, which is also a Tier 1 deck in Pauper. The rest of the Stompy deck is quite inexpensive, if I remember correctly. Though I haven't price checked Stompy in quite a while. I usually try and stick to rogue builds, just because they tend to be more fun, and your opponent doesn't know what to expect. But it looks like our opponent's just going off here, and unfortunately, guys, at this point, it's there's essentially zero chance of us winning. But I'll let it run through so that you can see the power that Elves offers, because you might be interested in playing it. Opponent's coming down with the Mystic Elf, and essentially all of his 1-drops are free because the Nettle Sentinels are both tapping for mana, and whenever you play a green creature, they untap. So his 1-drops are all free. And if you have 4 Nettle Sentinels out, then all your 2-drops are free. As soon as we see a Timberwatch Elf, oh well, there it is. Timberwatch Elf is the win condition right now. So it's essentially it's over at this point. So I'll go ahead and pass the turn here. There's really no need in doing anything. Let my opponent take his turn, take his kill, and we'll go from there. He didn't gain his life, mostly because it probably just doesn't matter at this point. He's just going to attack all in, and then so see he's got 3 Corian Rangers, so he can buff with his Timberwatch Elf, and then bounce his Corian. You can utilize his Corian Ranger and bounce like 3 times to untap his Timberwatch Elf 3 times, and it's going to be the kill. So if he doesn't kill me this turn, then he's probably just toying with me, in which case we will concede. So by the time this turn ends, the game will be over for sure, no matter what happens. Played his Huntmaster, so his Huntmaster is going to make a lot of tokens here. Yep. Alright, we're going to combat. Opponent's going all in. Really no reason not to. Alright. And yep. He's probably going to buff with his Timberwatch Elf. Looks like he buffed his Fyndhorn Elves. 25-25. That'll do it. Well, guys, thanks for watching. This wasn't a very good matchup for Stampede. Actually, it's the worst matchup that I have yet to find. But I do really love Pauper Elves, so I'm hoping that you got to see what Pauper Elves can do. And if you want to see more on Pauper Elves, then you can check out my videos. I have a few videos on Pauper Elves, and there's definitely more to come. But comment below if you have any suggestions or any thoughts on Pauper Elves. Thanks, or actually, if you have any suggestions on what I can do to make my game against Pauper Elves better, let me know that too. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.